สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับฟังแล้วครับ
Greetings, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome to another Q&A meeting. Everybody is welcome to join. If you have any question, you can come in and ask, and I'll try my best to give you the answer. We'll go to the first person tonight, which is Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Pachan. I just want to report my meditation progress is good. I don't have any question for tonight. Thank you very much, Pachan.
Okay. Glad to hear that. I hope you keep on practicing.
Okay, thank you, Sadhu.
Keep your mindfulness continuous.
Okay.
And try to get into ubekkha, equanimity. And then after that, when you come out of meditation, you can teach your mind the nature of things, the three characteristics. This is the nature of things. They are not permanent. They are not self. They are not happiness. They are all suffering. Okay.
Thank you. Sadhu, Sadhu.
Okay, I'll go to your friend in New York. York Bay, are you still in New York? You have to unmute your microphone. Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
good evening. Yeah, thank you. The first question, I would like to thank you very much for your Dharma teaching. I'm so happy for that. And today is our Chinese full moon. How come our Chinese culture could not say the bad word? Why?
Said what? Can you culture what? Chinese culture?
No, I said that today is a full moon. How come everybody Chinese the mouth have to say the good words, not bad word?
Or just believe, I guess. Actually, you should say good word every day, not just on full moon day. Buddha says, keep saying good word, avoid saying bad words. Because bad word is not good for you or for the listener. Good word is good for both. Like right now we are saying good words. Yeah. Dhamma is good words.
Yes, we believe it. Yeah. We doing the good work, and then for the future we can go to the heaven, right?
And in the present you can be happy also. You will be happy when you say good things.
Yes, yeah. And also, why in New York, how come the mom why they not living in the temple? How come they rent to the apartment to living? Is they are correct or not?
Because there might not be a monastery for them around, so they might have to go rent a place. But normally in Thailand, monks don't live in houses or hotels or apartments. Monk lives in temple because we have lots of temples and monasteries all over the country.
Or are they living in the apartment too, right?
Not really. Maybe just for one night, emergency, like if you happen to be traveling and you need a place to stay for the night. So you might have to stay somewhere. but not on a long-term basis. You know.
And also, why can we donate the money in front of the monk?
Give the monk directly, hand the money to the monk. No,
Yes.
you have to leave it in front of him, and then he'll have someone keep it for him.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's the question I have. Yeah.
Okay. Next, Billy from Indonesia.
Good evening, Kanachan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mudita from Bangkok. You've been away for a while.
Actually, last week I came in, but I turned off my camera.
I see. Okay.
I have no questions. This week I'm taking 8 precepts for 7 days in a row for the first time.
Okay. And are you on a retreat or are you working?
Just staying at home, but no work, just staying in a room.
And do meditation practices.
I can't sit for a very long time, so I focus on chanting sutra, ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ mini sutra to keep myself.
All right, good. You have to maintain mindfulness all the time. Yeah. First, then you can meditate and sit for a long time.
So yeah, I will practice mindfulness try to do for the whole day.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Oh, evening, Ajahn. I have no questions at the moment. Thank you, Ajahn.
Professor Kenneth. Hi.
Hello, Tanajan. Tanajan, I would like to ask a question. It's about last week you brought the analogy of the tree where we tried to cut down the branches and the entanglements and then cut down the tree and then finally uproot the tree with the roots.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, am I right in thinking that for cutting down the tree, we need to use samadhi as a temporary way, and uprooting the roots is a panya?
Yes, that's probably correct. Yeah. Because if you cut the tree and you don't uproot the roots yet, then the tree can still regrow. So the goal is to stop the tree from growing first by cutting off the branches. This is sila. And then we cut the tree down. And then we uproot, we have to dig into the ground and dig up the roots. Then that tree will be permanently dead. Same way with the mind, the defilement. The defilement, we have to stop them from going to the body first, the body, the speech, and the body action, by using the sila to prevent them from working. Then we go moving, once we can prevent them from going out toward the body, then we can move into inside the mind with mindfulness to stop the mind, put it in samadhi. You stop the defilement temporarily when you're in samadhi. When the mind becomes still, then the defilement cannot work. You cannot have desire or craving. But when you come out of samadhi, your mind start working, you start thinking, then your defilement also can follow your thought, using your thought as the means of achieving what it wants. Craving comes after the thoughts. There you have to start with wisdom if you want to completely get rid of it, by teaching the mind that whatever the craving goes after, it goes after dukkha, because everything is impermanent. Sooner or later, the thing that gives you happiness will change into sadness, because things change or things will eventually expire. So you have to see impermanence in everything, then you can see dukkha. and you also see anatta, meaning you cannot control things that you have, and to keep you happy all the time. So now later this thing will change. Will be something else. So this is wisdom. Once you see it with wisdom, then your craving will be forever stopped, because you know everything that you crave for will in the end gives you sadness or stress. So it's better not to have anything. Once you got to that point, then you don't need to do anything anymore, because you can exist without having to rely on anything to make you happy. The mind that has no craving is happiness in itself, permanently. So that's uprooting the defilements with wisdom, with the 3 characteristics and the 4 noble truths. The 4 noble truths tell you when you start to crave, you are creating dukkha or stress in your mind right away, even before you get what you want. And once you get what you want, you become addicted. You want to have more all the time. And when you cannot get it, then you get more dukkha. So this is what you need to teach your mind. To see that your dukkha comes from your own cravings. And your happiness comes from you not having any cravings. Come from the cessation of dukkha. By stopping cravings. When you have no cravings, then you can just remain at ease and not being pushed by your cravings to go after things. Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan. That's very clear. Thank you.
Next, Karen from San Jose, California. Good morning to you. 5
Good
o'clock in
morning,
the morning.
Tanajan. Yeah, 5:10 a.m. Good morning. I have a kind of a weird question. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I'm curious. I see a lot of people are wearing white today, and I wonder if there's some significance to that or if it's just a coincidence.
Well, normally in Buddhist countries, if you are a Buddhist practitioner, like if you are a preceptor, you put on white clothing, or white and black. Some places will put white blouses and black dress, but some other province they'll put both white, both the blouse and the dress. The men also trouser and shirt white if they are a preceptors.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was just an interesting coincidence. Thank you. Now I know.
But that's not always the case, though. Some people just like putting white on.
Right.
So it doesn't mean they're keeping their precept either.
They look good in white, yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you have to ask them, are you keeping the precept or you just...
And then you see them turn red and look guilty.
Some people put on white is because they are vegetarian also. They say, I'm a veg. Yeah. So they put on white.
Interesting.
So,
thank you.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all today. I'm just learning. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anuraji, what time is it for you? 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock?
Hi, you're just past 2 o'clock in the morning.
Past 2.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanajan, for the teaching. So it's really inspiring. And thanks to Karen for uploading all those recording on Beyond Birth. So I've downloaded most, I think up to 18 MP3 into my phone. I've been listening. That's really good. It's like a meditation course. So thank you for the teaching, and also thanks to Karen. So is there any way to download all the MP3s? Is there a website that can download? I'm not sure.
All this recording by Karen?
Yes,
I think that's archive.org, I think.
Okay.
I think it's when every time they post this thing on Facebook, they also give you the link on top.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing, just downloading one by one. So if it's all in one place, I can access in one time.
I think you might just have to. I'm not sure, but that you might someplace in the page that you can. I think you can click it to get to the whole thing.
Oh, okay. I'll try that. Thank you, Tangajan. Yeah.
Okay.
So in my practice, Tangajan, sorry. Yeah.
But if someone knows, can also send you the link. Maybe Karen knows, and we can open the chat, and then she can send it through the chat.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Karen. Yeah.
Okay. Admin, can you turn on the chat for Karen to send in the link?
Yes, I opened it already.
Okay. So just check the chat from Karen.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. In terms of my practice, Tangajan, so I've been trying to keep mindful, even though they're busy while working. So it's been busy for a while, and stop watching TV for some time. So I think it's progress is very slow, but I think it's I believe it's good enough. I need to improve. Yeah. Thanks for your teaching. Yeah.
As long as you keep pushing forward.
Yes.
Even one step at a time is better than not doing anything at all.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't do more than what you can do, because you can overstress yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Just do what you can, but keep pushing one step at a time.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll be able to practice more and more.
Yes.
Okay, I think Karen just send the
Okay.
link.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tangajan. Yeah.
Just keep doing what you maintain what you can do, and try to add more to your schedule.
Yes.
Add more practice to your schedule.
Yes.
Eliminate all those Netflix movies. And
So I stopped watching TV for now. I think about good 15 months. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's good.
I think practice is more entertaining than
watching
anything else.
Yes.
The Buddha said the taste of Dhamma is more superior, far more superior than all other tastes or other activities.
Yes.
But it takes a bit of learning. It takes a bit of getting to it before you can get to the taste of Dhamma.
Yes.
It don't come easy, but if you keep on maintaining mindfulness, you will eventually get to the stillness of the mind. That's where the real happiness will appear.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tangajan. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Genso from Penang, Malaysia.
Hey, Kanajan. Good evening. No question, Kanajan. So far, okay.
Okay, so far so good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And let me go to Ubeka. Alfredo Ubeka. So far so good. Hi.
Hi, Bante.
Good to see you.
Good, Bante. Good days in Brazil. Bante, the life of practitioner is to get in Samyojanas to get high levels, Bante. The life is mixed, né? Material things with unmaterial things.
Yes, spiritual and material things don't go together. They're in two different worlds.
The meditation is to look for unmaterial things, but the life not very kukucha, not very hindrances in mind, not have many problems. The people's died, the people's have bad karma. It's not a preoccupation to practitioner, but what do you think about the difficulties of word?
What do I think about what?
Difficult of the word.
Difficult of the work?
The words, the word.
The world, the world. The world is
Yes.
suffering. See, the Buddha said the world is dukkha. Everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is the world. This is the nature of the world. It's like a bonfire. Once you get fall into a bonfire, it burns you, right? So this is the world keeps burning you with problems, with dukkha, with stress, with anxiety, with worries.
Yes.
So you want to get out of this world, get out of the physical world and enter the spiritual world by meditations, by mindfulness. Mindfulness will pull your mind away from the world, pull your mind away from the sensual objects, which are like heroin. They're like drugs, that you get addicted to, and then you suffer because when you run out of it, when you don't have it, then you become terrible. You feel terrible. That's because you are addicted to these things. You are addicted to the sensual objects. So you have to use mindfulness to pull your mind away from these sensual objects and get into the spiritual world, get into upekkha. See? Once you get to upekkha, then you find the other type of happiness, the spiritual happiness. And then you say, oh, I can live without this sensual object. I don't need to watch TV. I don't need to eat or drink unnecessarily. I only eat and drink when I really have to. I don't have to find enjoyment in sensual objects because I have better enjoyment from my spiritual happiness. So you want to keep your mind in that world. Keep your mind in upekkha all the time. By mindfulness, and then next level by wisdom, by insight, by telling your mind that the world is bad for the mind. Don't go back. Once you come out, don't go back. Once you get out of the fire, don't run back into the fire. Don't go back into a burning house. You run away from a burning house.
The symbol of Buddha, né? Symbol of Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha give this symbol, né? The house in fire.
Yeah, the house in fire.
Yes.
But we don't see it. We don't see it in fire. We see it still. We see it as condos and luxury villas.
Yes. Yes. It's not escape. It's wisdom, né, Bante?
That's right. It's wisdom. It's common sense. You want to stay in a burning house, or you want to get out of a burning house. It's common sense,
Yes.
But our delusion blocks us from seeing clearly the truth. Our delusion make a twist to our perception. And so we see burning house as a villa, as a palace. When actually it's burning your heart, your mind. Ask the people who live in the palace and in the villas, do they have any stress or not? I guarantee you they all have stress. They all have dukkha. Even in the White House, ask President Biden, does he have any stress right now or not? Is he worrying about Russia or not? Here we don't worry about anything, We live in the forest.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to use mindfulness to pull your mind away and common sense to tell you that everything in this world is bad for you, will hurt you sooner or later.
Yes.
But it's very enticing. When you don't have it, you feel like, you want to have it. And because you think it will make you feel good. But it will make you feel good briefly. And after you get used to it, then you become bored and you want something else. Then you're not happy with what you have already. You want something different all the time.
The people remember the animals, né, Bante?
Same thing. Animal and animal and a human being go after the same thing. Animal also go after sensual objects, just like human do.
Yes. Not have wisdom to notice, né, Bante?
Yes,
The fight.
For animals, they don't have the ability to see, like human can. Human can learn. At least human has the ability to learn. We learn from the Buddha. Without the Buddha, we probably still think the world is a good place to be in. But after we learn from the Buddha and look from our own experience, then we see, yes, we're living in a world full of suffering, full of stress.
Yes.
And then we will try to make change in our lifestyle, changing from going after sensual objects, and then change it toward spiritual happiness, meditation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante.
All right. Next, Philip and Adeline from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanjan. Any question?
No questions tonight.
Tanjan, I got a question regarding the meditation. It's only an observation. Maybe it's wrong or right. I find that to get into a calm stage, it's actually a very fine balance between actually pushing the meditation too hard, or if you're pushing it too hard, it becomes a bit stressful. But if you relax a bit more, it becomes you lose slight mindfulness. So it's a very very fine balancing act between too hard and too soft. That's my observation there. I'm not too sure whether it's the correct method of doing, but it's just that when I manage to get that balance there, it goes into calm pretty quick, rather than pushing too hard or being too soft to it.
That's what they call the middle way. Not too hard, but not too soft. That's about right.
Yeah.
Too soft makes you lazy.
Yeah, correct.
And
Yeah,
too hard will overstress you and give you dukkha instead of peace. So you have to be mindful, but you have to be gentle with your mindfulness. Don't try to force it.
Okay.
This is something you have to learn from experience.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like, I mean, riding a bicycle, you need to experience yourself. You can teach a person so much, but you have to experience yourself what is actually the correct balance to move the bicycle. Yeah.
Well, one of the problem is your desire to get the result quick. This can be forcing you. So you have to say you don't care about the result. You just care about what you have to do, and that's just being mindful. And let the result come from your mindfulness. So whenever you do, don't say, "Oh, I want to get into jhana right now. I want it to become calm right now." When you have this, in effect, blocking your path. Your desire is blocking your path. So just do what you have to do. Just keep being mindful. If you're watching your breath, just watching your breath, and forget about the result that will come after. Whether it comes soon or late, or maybe not, that doesn't matter. As long as you're just mindful of your breath.
Okay.
If you use breathing as your meditation object, if you use mantra, just keep reciting mantra. Just keep reciting whatever mantra you use. Yeah, they recommend stop thinking. Don't think. That's a new mantra for you. For people who like to think, don't think.
Don't think. Correct.
It's the same thing. It stops you from thinking. If you're reciting something, then you cannot go thinking about other things at the same time. Okay. Just have to be patient and keep pushing. Not too hard, but not, you don't push, you don't move. You have to push, but not overstress yourself, overstress your mind. Gently pushing, pushing it gently.
Yes, correct. Yes, and that was actually what I was trying to. The word. Gently pushing. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Not too hard. Not too. That's the correct word. That's the correct word. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But not stopping. Keep on doing it.
Yes.
Only you have to take a break from time to time. Maybe sometimes you might overtax yourself and say, okay, maybe I'll take a brief, take 5. Like when you're playing sports, you have to take 5 sometimes. If you feel overstressed by your practice, then you might, maybe switch to something different. Maybe listening to Dhamma talk, reading books, Dhamma books.
Okay.
All right, good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Sajal Carl from Maryland, Silver Spring.
Good morning from here, Tanajan. I really liked your answers to Kenneth's questions and stuff, and the discussion that's going on. So, to me, it feels like the world is like a bird in my hand, and the bird keeps on pooping, but I wouldn't let go because I think that at least I have the bird in hand. Now, all the discussions that you have, it latches onto mindfulness, and unless as a practitioner we are able to see the peace in meditation, some level of jhana, that there is an alternate to the material things that we have around us, that joy or whatever that is, unless I sense that, then because that becomes like the param sukham or something that you talk about, that there is a replacement which is beyond this, and that's in the spiritual realm, and we are spiritual beings. So that kind of connection, that kind of gain, unless I have that, but that you'll have to keep on striving and striving thing towards, using mindfulness, and as you say again and again. So and keeping at the Dhamma, and it's not a loss, but to be able to have a glimpse of what it is that is more than what we have. Is that kind of that's not really too much to ask for. That's probably the only thing to ask for, right, Tanajan? Thank you.
No, even Nibbana is not something too much to ask for. That's what we want. But it's not by getting it. We don't get it by asking. We get it by doing. So, just keep on doing, keep maintaining mindfulness. And then you will get there. So the key to get what you want is mindfulness, continuous mindfulness. Once you have mindfulness, you can meditate, and then you can get to what you want to. But without mindfulness, no matter how much you ask, you will not get it. Because it's not about asking, it's about doing mindfulness. Just keep being mindful, stop thinking. Focus on something to keep your mind from thinking. But of course, if you have to work, then that's not possible because you have to think. So that's why it's more difficult for people who have work to do than those who don't have work to do. Those who don't have work to do, they don't have to think. They can stop thinking. But those who have work to do have to think about their work. So that's why you have to, if you're working and you want to reduce the amount of work, just do just whatever it is necessary for you to do. Don't do more than what it is necessary for maintaining life. Then you will have more time to practice mindfulness. Because you might not have to work every day. Then you can have a free free day off for you to do mindfulness, to practice all day. So it's just how you arrange your time table, your schedule, your activity. If you want to advance in this spiritual path, you have to lessen your physical activities. Only do just the essential, the one is really necessary for maintaining life. Other than that, then don't do it. Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you. I understand.
All right. Next, Jessica.
Hello, Tanajan. Can you hear me?
Perfectly, yes.
Okay. So I haven't been here since I think last week, since the beginning of the month, and a lot has changed actually in my life. But good change, you know.
Okay. I hope you didn't get married. I hope you didn't get married.
No,
Okay.
God no. Oh my goodness, no. So I was just you know how you were talking today on the live YouTube for the Thais. You were talking about you know, having a job can cause suffering and things like this. You get fired from your job or things like this, and then suddenly I was thinking, how does he know about my life? How does Tanachan know about my life? So
By knowing my life, we are all the same. Our lives are the
yes,
same.
exactly, Tanachan.
We are all identical twin as far as the mind is concerned.
Yes, exactly. So Tanachan, I was watching my own reality live TV. So what happened was that my work, the business was not doing so well. So they have asked to change my contract, and so they asked me to go in the next following day. So which I did, and when I went in, you know, I was being aware of, you know, um, of my, you know, being mindful as well. And I went in, I sat on a chair, and the doctor was there, the HR was there, manager was there, and they were they were very nice. They were very nice, trying to sell me a very grand, generous new contract, but I saw through it all that it was not grand at all. It was you know, they were trying to sell me a contract that was not fair, and all I did was sat there and watch them, watch the way he talked, observed his eyes, observed how he was trying really hard, you know, to keep me there still, but with the new contract I would still be working full time, but for much less. um, so when I told him I'm sorry, I cannot do that, and he was still trying to sell me this contract, but I said to him that no, it's okay. I would rather resign. So I resigned, and I thought it was time for me to be able to travel Thailand and to go for meditation. so so instead of looking it as like a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. I was thinking to go on like 1 month of retreat, Tana-chan. So you know, it was time, and I want to know where it will take me.
I take you to
So
Nibbana. Where else will I take you?
I
That's where
know,
you're
huh?
heading. That's where you're heading.
No, I'm not hating.
Heading,
It's
you're heading.
Oh yes, I'm heading there.
Heading,
Yes,
heading there.
yes. So let it be. So so
That's where we are all going. Nibbana. It's just a matter of
yes,
time, that's all. Sooner or later,
yes. So
one day.
I'm very I'm actually not sad at all with the change, Tana-chan, because I know that,
We
you
call it
cannot
blessing
stop
in
change.
disguise. Blessing in
Yes,
disguise.
yes, it was a major blessing in disguise. And
Yeah.
I thought being mindful and, being aware of the situation, I didn't think that it would lead, it's such a blessing. They don't know that yet, so don't tell them. So yeah, I'm very happy with the result, the end result. So I might be going to practice at your monastery as well. So next month.
Okay. You're
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you, Tana-chan.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see you then if you come.
Yes, thank you, Tana-chan.
All right.
Too.
I hope you can keep going on this path and don't look back.
No. No, thank you, Tana-chan. Thank you, Ka.
Look ahead. Look at Nibbana waiting for you at the end of the rainbow.
Thank you, Tana-chan.
Okay. Next, Alvin Lee from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Hi, Tanajan. Good evening. Tanajan, I've got one question regarding my practice as well. Basically, sometimes when I sit down, Tanajan, there are noises that come into the ear. But then when I sit for a while, I realize that the frequency of the noises changes, and I feel happier when that happens. Is that a mental fabrication, Tanajan?
Yes, anything that happens in your mind are usually mental fabrication. And it's something that is anatta. You cannot sometimes stop it. But what you can do is to ignore it and keep concentrating on your meditation object. And eventually those mental fabrication will disappear when the mind becomes calm.
Okay, so I'm just continue with Buddha and look at my breath. That's what I do usually.
Right, don't pay attention or don't be attracted by them because they are distraction. They'll pull you away from your practice and you won't get into equanimity, right? Which is the goal you wanted to go.
Okay, Tanajan.
Yeah, many things can happen when you meditate. You might hear sound, some people might smell, some people might see something, or this is all mental fabrication.
I used to see images, but I haven't seen that for a long time. Stopped for a long time already. I haven't seen any images. Yeah.
The stronger the mindfulness, then the less will this fabrication will appear.
Right.
So with weak mindfulness, you will run into lots of things when you meditate. So if you cannot stay focused on your breath, you might have to use mantra or chanting first to calm your mind down and to bring more mindfulness into focus. Then you'll be able to eventually just watch your breath and ignore everything around you.
So usually what I do, Tanajan, I still do Budo in, Bu in, Do out until I feel more relaxed. Then I'll just look at the breath. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But most of the time, it's both of them together. Budo, Budo. Yeah.
That's fine as long as you can prevent your mind from thinking about other things.
Yeah, that is the hard part. Usually things will come to the mind. When you think you're already relaxed, then suddenly some images come, some thoughts will come.
Then you come back to Buddha, and then come back to your breath right away.
Yes. Okay, Danajan. Thanks.
Okay. Next, Johanna from Indonesia. I heard you translating my book into Indonesian, huh?
Yeah, Tanajan. Yes, Tanajan. Actually, just before this meeting, I because I sent email to Ajahn Yue. So I replied to him, and he gave me some good input. So actually, he suggests me that actually after the I finished the final draft, so I have it's better that I have several people, not more than 5, to read the book, so I can get more feedback for it. Yeah. Ajahn Yue is one of the monk in the Kauchion, right, Ajahn?
Yes, he stayed with us for over 10 years or more now. He's from Singapore. He's been staying at Wat Yan from the time he ordained.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's about 15 or 17 pansa. I'm not sure. I forget the number. He's my assistant. He's one of my assistants. And people inquire about what to do here, how to get here. He'll be the one to reply to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know about that. I just I was recommended by Siddhartha to let Ajahn Yue know. So after this finish, maybe so I can send the copy to him.
And he worked on the translation, on the English translation, with two or three other monks, and a small group of lay people also cooperated.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he also told me that I should have some different point of view.
Yeah, because maybe sometimes your understanding might be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Maybe some other people reading it might see it differently. And if you have any question, you can send a question to Tan Yue for clarification if you like.
Okay, Ajahn.
Any question?
No question right now, Ajahn. I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, then Sui and Czech from Vancouver.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good morning to you.
Yes, morning. Yeah, same time as Karen. Ajahn, yeah, I really like your talk with Kenneth just now with the simile with the tree simile. Yeah, there's I think I maybe need some reassurance from Ajahn. I have fear that that I don't have I didn't get a chance to uproot the tree, and then the branch will grow back, and but I remember you were saying that the mindfulness and the calm that we developed will not be gone, or something like it will be remain.
It can stay, but it depends on the level of your mindfulness. Yeah, on which level you have attained to. If you still attain to the level of the mundane, like jhana and this thing, if you don't keep practicing it, one day you can lose it. But if you attain to the level of the supramundane, of the noble disciple, then you won't lose it. Whichever level you attain to, you will keep that level with you. Like if you become a sotapanna, then the mindfulness of a sotapanna will never be gone from the mind. It will always be there. But if you have jhana, for instance, or whether rupa jhana or rupa jhana, this could be gone. In your next life, you don't continue on practicing when you're reborn. Instead of meditating, you start to going after sensual objects, for instance. Then eventually you'll lose that. So you have to maintain. Only when you're up into the supramundane level, then you don't have to maintain it. Once you get it, you keep it forever. Once you are Sotapanna, you cannot go low, you cannot come lower than that. You can only go up. From a Sotapanna, then you go up to the Sakidagami and Anagami, and eventually the Arahant level. This is not reversible, but the mundane mindfulness and wisdom is still reversible. Like even in this lifetime, if you don't keep studying the Dhamma teaching, you can forget it in a few years. But with a supramundane level, you don't forget. Once you know it, you stay with your mind all the time. And once you know the Four Noble Truths, it will never disappear from your mind. But the Noble Truths, you see it have 4 different levels. The level of Sotapanna, and then the next level, and so forth. We have to keep developing more of this ability to see the Four Noble Truths in different level. Once you get there, then you don't lose it. Okay.
So we don't uproot.
It's like cutting trees without uprooting the roots.
Yeah, it will grow back, Ajahn. Like
That's right. That's right. Your defilement will come back. This life, maybe you can go into jhana, but next life when you come back, you might be born in a very rich family, and they pamper you with all the worldly stuff. Then you can forget about the jhana. Unless you have really strong preference for jhana, like the Buddha. Even that took him 29 years before he can depart from the palace life. Because he had a reminder of jhana when he was a young boy. He was left alone sitting under a tree, and all the attendants went to do some other work. So when he had no people around him, his mind, who used to have jhana, will suddenly get into jhana automatically. So that kind of remind him of the experience. But if you don't have that, you might not have anything to remind you. Just like Sajal Kar asked early on about, maybe just getting a glimpse of it. But a glimpse of it is not enough, because if you don't keep doing it, then it can be forgotten easily. Especially after if you die and you take rebirth, who knows how long you take rebirth again. By that time, you might forget about those experiences in your past life.
So meaning is very dangerous that if we don't get enlightened this lifetime, Ajahn. Meaning like even if we have like developed this, listen to your Dhamma and develop mindfulness, and but if we don't uproot and we don't get enlightened, it's very dangerous. Like it's like we'll lose it.
Yeah, it's not dangerous, but it's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
So you want to keep pushing your practice in this life, because you can do it within 7 years. The Buddha said, if you follow the Satipatthana Sutta teaching, you can get to the supramundane level, 7 days, 7 months, or 7 years, or 7 weeks. I'm not sure which. But just keep doing. You have to keep doing, listening, and then after you finish listening, then you continue on with your mindfulness practice. Try to get to equanimity first. Try to get to the taste of Dhamma, the taste of calm, from equanimity first. And then don't worry too much about wisdom now. Worry more about mindfulness. Worry more about stop thinking. Because if your mind keeps thinking, you cannot get to calm or equanimity. It's only when you stop thinking, then you get to calm and equanimity and happiness. Any question tonight?
Oh, Ajahn, going back to what Buddha said, like, one can get enlightened in 7 years. Well, I'm not sure if like that, does one have to have a previous experience, previous lifetime that he get jhana, or he didn't mention that?
It doesn't matter, Once you start, it depends on your determination and the amount of commitment you want to put in more than the past. The past might make it easier if you already had it, but if that isn't important more than what you have to do now. You have to have commitment, and you have to have what you call strive. You have to keep pushing, and that's more important than what you had from previous life. What you had in previous life will make your practice easier because you have already done it before. So don't worry too much if you haven't got anything in the past at all. You should be considered lucky to have the Buddha as your teacher right now, because that's the most important thing. Rather than having good past experience and being born without the Buddha's teaching, you're still in the blind. You're still in the dark without the Buddha's teaching. With the Buddha's teaching, you're in the light. You see everything. So that's why the Buddha said 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months is possible. But without his teaching, no one could become enlightened. Before the Buddha was enlightened, no one before that were enlightened at all. But once he became enlightened, it only take a few talks, and you get people becoming enlightened right away. Some become enlightened fast. That's because they have past good karma to support them. Some become enlightened slower because they don't have the past to support them. So they have to develop it in this lifetime instead. That's why the Buddha divided the practitioner into 4 levels, 4 types of lotuses. The one that already above the water, the lotus that have already come out of the water. It takes just 1 day when the sun rises, and then when the sun touches the lotus, it starts to bloom. So these are the people who already had all these things already, like jhana, sila. So once they listen to the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha, they get wisdom. That's what they lack, the wisdom part. Like the 5 ascetics who listen to the first discourse of the Buddha. They already had sila, they already had jhana, equanimity, but they don't know anything about the 4 noble truths or the 3 characteristics of existence. So when the Buddha told them this, one of them became enlightened right away, the first one. The first level of enlightenment, Sotapanna, Anya, Gontanya. That's why the Buddha concentrate on the first type of lotus. Those who already have jhana, those who already have sila. That's why he went to all the yogis during his time and teach them the Dhamma. And all of them became enlightened right away after he gave the Dhamma talk. Like one time he gave a talk to 500 yogis, I think. And then after finishing his talk, all 500 became arahant right away. That's because they already have the prerequisite for enlightenment. That is equanimity, jhana, and sila. But for you, for us, we don't have this, so we have to develop this first before we can understand the wisdom teaching of the Buddha. Even though we study the teaching of the Buddha, we cannot use it to make ourselves enlightened. We are enlightened by imagination, not by reality. We imagine, I understand the Four Noble Truths. I know the three characteristics of existence, but you don't apply it in real time, in real life. You still cling to your body. You still cling to your possession. You still cling to everything around you. So that's that's imagined enlightenment, not real enlightenment. Real enlightenment, you see everything around you as anatta, not belonging to you. You see everything around you as being dukkha. That's because you don't have equanimity to separate the mind from everything in the first place. Did I answer your question? I'm not sure what you asked.
Yes.
Okay. About past karma, about what you did before that. So don't worry about the past. You cannot go back and change it. You can change everything in the present. If you don't have it now, you can do it now.
Yeah. No, that's really clear, Tanajan. Thank you for your teaching. That's really
So don't worry about the past. The past will only make the difference in the time of enlightenment. Maybe those who have more will enlighten in 7 days. Those who have less might take 7 months or 7 years to become enlightened. That's all. That's the difference. But if you keep pushing, you keep studying and practicing the Buddha's teaching, you'll get there. And it doesn't matter who get there first. Once you get there, it's the same thing. You get the same gold medal. Whether you get it first or you get it last, it's the same gold medal.
Yeah,
so just keep on practicing. Yeah, that's all. That's all that matters.
Yeah. No, that's really clear, Tanajan. Thank you.
Luckily, he didn't say 70 years.
Someone took that time to become enlightened. Ajahn became enlightened when he was 60, I think. When he went to spend time alone in the forest in the northern part of Thailand. Before that, he was trying to help other people to meditate, teaching other people to meditate. But he himself wasn't on the supramundane level yet. So eventually he had to seek seclusion and focus on his own practice. And he became enlightened around from 60 to 70 years old.
Yeah.
Ajahn, how did he realize that he should stop helping people? Like he just suddenly,
because he still had dukkha, he still had defilement. It's like I'm not healed yet. I have to go, heal myself before I do anything else. But I'm trying to help other people heal, but I myself still sick.
Oh, yeah.
So, but his compassion for other beings kept him, away from his practice. Because I think he mentioned, or somebody mentioned that he had this bodhisattva vow before.
Yeah.
So he said he had to help other beings before helping himself. But then when he used common sense, then he said, no, this is wrong. You have to help yourself before you can help other people.
Oh, yeah, how he realized that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Wow. Thank you for your encouragement, Ajahn. You always know what we need. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Next, Evie from Indonesia. Evie, you have any question?
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes, very good.
Ajahn, today I do Atasila. But I want to ask, when Atasila, what the time is the limit for eating it, and 11 o'clock or 12?
12 o'clock midday. Midday is your ending point. End point. After midday, you cannot eat any food anymore. But you can still have honey or sugar, fruit juices.
Like orange juice, can I?
Yes, orange juice, grapes or apple. The fruit has to be the size of your palm. You cannot be bigger than your palm.
But is the apple, can I chew it?
Not coconut juice or pineapple juice. These fruits are too big so not allowed.
So I can eat apple and I chew apple?
No, you cannot eat. You have to use the juice from it. You cannot have any meat in the juice. You have to use a strainer to strain out all the meat. Only the juice you can drink.
Can I eat oat?
Eat what? Oatmeal?
Oat. Yeah, oatmeal.
No.
No, cannot.
Considered food.
Okay, Ajahn, I feel hungry, very hungry now.
That's because you think about food, see. So when you feel hungry about food, don't think of the food on the plate. Think of the food in your stomach.
I feel not so well today because I have taken the vaccine Moderna and it make my body like want to sick, have a fever, cough, and now I feel hungry because I do atasila. And I feel want to sick now. Yeah, but I must do it until tomorrow.
Yeah, because once you make up a vow to do it, then you should not break it, because breaking vow is not a good practice.
Yeah, I must do that. Ajahn, I kill maybe 20 ants today, Ajahn, because when I sweep the floor, there is so many ants I have killed.
So you're not keeping the precept at all then.
Yeah, Ajahn. So what to do, Ajahn?
What to do, you will pay for it in the future. You'll be born as ants and being killed by other people.
Like that, huh?
Yes, like that. For every life you kill, you will become that type of life and be killed by other people or things.
No. So terrible, Ajahn. So cannot be a human for a
For a
while.
while, you have to be ants for 20 times before you can become a human again.
So terrible, Ajahn. Ajahn, and when I was meditating last night, suddenly a word popped into my head that humans are stupid because they have eyes but cannot see the Dharma, have ears but cannot hear and digest the Dharma, have body but cannot follow the way body works. How does the body process work together so that he or she can live well? Then what about the mind? The mind is very chaotic in contrast to the body which work well in silence. Is this statement true, Ajahn? Is this the reason we have to do a Kayagata Sati? Pay attention to the body, to bind our minds always to the body, not to mess up, or just the whisper from the defilement?
I don't know where you get it from.
Yeah, because this is just up when I meditate. And the mind tell me like this. Is that true?
I don't know. You have to answer this question yourself. You're the one who posed this question, so you have to find the answer yourself.
Yeah, I feel maybe it's a little right because we have do Kayagata Sati. Maybe this is the reason we have do Kayagata Sati.
The
Because
reason why you do mindfulness is to stop you from thinking, that's all. Because sometimes you thought you don't know whether it's true or not true.
Yeah, so I asking Ajahn today,
Yeah.
but Ajahn say don't know.
Yeah.
So what can I do?
Stop thinking. Forget about it. That's
Yeah,
all. It's not important.
yeah,
What you want
yeah,
to know
yeah.
is not important. That's why I don't answer it.
Oh, okay, okay, Ajahn.
All right.
Yeah, okay, all right, Ajahn.
Okay. Sarah Ann. Sarah, where are you from?
Hello, Ajahn. I'm from Singapore.
You have any question?
Yes, Ajahn. This is coming to the third year that I quitted my job to just try to practice. Last year, about 6 months ago, I kind of got distracted and I feel I didn't know what to do, and I got a job. I got a good paying temporary job, and then I was kind of like, I felt that I was distracted. And then I quitted the job because I said, okay, I really want to practice. I want to join a retreat online for 7 days. So even though the pay was very, very good, I said, no, this was not my real intention to quit the job. So it wasn't my real intention. So I quitted the job, and then I said, okay, if I don't get another high-paying job, then I will just go to Thailand and visit the nuns. After the second time I quitted this job, I had a very good retreat. I really felt that I felt good. And then the news came that, oh, I didn't get the next high-paying job, and Omicron has happened, and if I go to Thailand, I will endanger the nuns because they are not vaccinated. So I feel it was a shock to me again. I don't have a job again, and I cannot go to the nunneries. It's the second time that has happened. In the first time when I quitted, I wanted to go for a retreat, and then it was a COVID. So now it was Omicron again. So twice this thing has happened. I feel very discouraged. I felt that I have lost my direction. When I sit and meditate now, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel that almost every few seconds, my mind will tell me, you cannot do this. You will not be able to make it anyway. This just goes on in my mind, like when I want to sit and meditate. So what I can only manage is chanting. And when the mind is good enough and calm enough, I can only sit for 20 minutes. So I'm sorry, I just feel that I lost my identity. I don't know what I'm doing in my life.
You just have to do more mindfulness. After you sit for 20 minutes, then you should get up and do more mindfulness. Walking and doing chanting while you walk, if you like, until you feel tired. Then you come back and sit again. Stop doing everything else and just walking and sitting meditation. Concentrate on these two practices. Don't allow your mind to think, because your mind will think all sort of thing and can cause you more problem than good. So try not to let your mind think. Only when you really have to. Otherwise, either chant or recite mantra or just sit and meditate. You have to push yourself to do these things. If you can continue doing these things, then this problem that you have will not appear. Because right now you're not preventing your mind from thinking. You allow your mind to think freely. So it keeps thinking all sort of things.
When I sit, Ajahn, I feel that I'm pushing myself so much that I have a lot of tension. So that's why I can only sit for a short time.
That's because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. See? So you have to continue on with developing mindfulness. Once you start meditating, you continue with mindfulness. And then after that, then you come back and sit another time, another round. And if your mindfulness is stronger, then you can sit longer.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. All right. Next, Martha Christie from USA, from Arizona, right?
Morning, Asha. How are you?
How are you? Good.
Fine, thank you. Asha, I just had a couple questions this morning. One is that I've been reading your book, or your biography, Beyond Birth, and that's an incredible book. And one of the things that I was most taken by or interested in was the passages in which you're describing letting the mind go and explode, and as it fell. In other words, not caring for the mind, looking after it the way that you had been, that you were able to just release even the need to continue to meditate and be mindful. So my question is emptiness an object then? It's
a state of mind. It's a state of mind without anything in it, like an empty bottle.
Yeah, but it's in reality. It's a state of mind, but not necessarily an object of the mind. Then
No, but the mind still has the four namakhandas, but it can stop it from time to time. See? When you stop the four namakhandas, then it becomes empty.
And I think in another talk you were saying that Buddha still retains his namakhandas, and as do all enlightened people. Did I hear that right?
Yes, everybody, enlightened or non-enlightened, all still have the five khandas with them. It's just how you use them. That's the difference. With enlightened people, they use the five khandas in the positive way. With the unenlightened people, they use it in a negative way, creating suffering, creating dukkha for themselves. That's all.
And also, another question I had was about when I was very young, I began studying with contemplative nuns. I was Catholic, and I spent many years with the nuns, and the contemplative nuns in Catholicism practice many of the same ascetic practices as the Buddhist monks. There are precepts, and the ascetic practices are similar. But the problem became for me that I couldn't take my final vows. And it was because I felt that there was something really critical missing. And to me, the critical understanding was dukkha, the suffering from dukkha, that with Catholicism, even though you practice for a type of enlightenment, there's just no awareness of dukkha in the same sense, or the Four Noble Truths. But one of the issues I'm having now is that it seems like, and I've been practicing, as I had just talked about the last time, practicing for many years in Buddhism. But I find in the last month or so that there's a lot of memories that are returning about that contemplative life and about things that I learned there that that aren't really that consistent with Buddhist teachings. Well, they are and they aren't. I mean, the focus for the contemplative nun is to focus on the afterlife. The body makes no difference. You practice until the body itself is irrelevant, and you practice only for the heavenly realm, so to speak, and the highest levels of the heavenly realm that you can achieve. But that isn't the Buddhist practice. And so I'm constantly over the last month trying to through mindfulness to just lay those memories aside. But for some reason I'm having trouble now where I haven't had before. So do I just consider that as defilements?
Well, you can consider them to be distraction to your practice for equanimity and calm. No matter what kind of thought you use to think, you should stop.
Okay.
Even the thought of Dhamma, the thought about the Four Noble Truths or anything, when you meditate for calm, you want to stop them because they can distract your concentration and stop your mind. And to make your mind to become still, you have to stop thinking. So when you meditate, try to just focus on your breath. If you use the breath as your object of concentration, and don't let your mind go thinking about anything at all. You want to still your mind to become still and to become peaceful and happy. This is what we call jhana, the fourth jhana. It's when the mind stops thinking, but you still have some feelings and some perception left, but they're not as harmful as your thought. You stop your thought to get your mind to become still, peaceful, and happy, and have equanimity. Then after you meditate, when you come out of meditation, then you can, if you like, you can think in terms of the Four Noble Truths, study the Four Noble Truths, or study the three characteristics of existence. But you don't do it while you meditate for calm. These are two separate practices. Insight meditation and tranquility meditation is different. Tranquility meditation, you have to stop all thoughts, all thinking. But inside meditation, you have to think in terms of the three characteristics of existence. Regarding everything that you possess or are involved with, they all have these three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So that you can then let go of them, leave them alone, have nothing to do with them. Then you will have no dukkha from them. See what I mean? Right now you want to do just stop thinking first because you want to get to equanimity first before you can teach your mind to stay away from everything. You need equanimity. If you don't have equanimity, even though you know that these things are dukkha, you still cannot resist the temptation.
I know. That's right.
Okay, so for a starter, try to concentrate more on tranquility practice than insight practice, insight meditation. Do more tranquility meditation first until you have strong equanimity. Then you can start to do insight meditation, insight contemplation. All right. How is Joe? Is he around? Or he's not?
Yeah, he's been having some problems with his health, and yeah, but he's good. He's practicing.
Okay, keep up. Don't stop.
That's right. Well, thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Nandapat from Bangkok. Any question tonight?
No question ค่ะท่านอาจารย์
Okay, Belinda Liu from Singapore.
Hello, Tanajan. Today I happened to chance upon Satipatthana. I just newly uploaded via your YouTube.
Okay, listen to it. You can be listening.
I listened the full 1 hour session today. I just wonder, how do we position our mind? Do we repeatedly listen it as regularly is part of meditation? How should we position the mind?
See, the four satipatthana, or the four foundation of mindfulness, deal with the three practices of development. The development of mindfulness, the development of samadhi, of jhana, and the development of insight or wisdom. So when you read the whole sutta, it doesn't mean you apply them all at the same time. You first do mindfulness practices first. Stay mindful all the time from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, using your body as your object of mindfulness. Clear comprehension when you move, when you walk back and forth, when you do things, you have clear comprehension. This is mindfulness of body. And then when you have nothing to do, then you sit down under a tree or some quiet place and then focus on your breathing, anapanasati. This will then bring you into jhana, to equanimity. This might take, who knows, maybe years for some people, maybe days for some people. It depends whether you had done this before in your past lives. If you had done this in your past life, you might be able to do it quickly. If you hadn't, it might take you many months, many years before you even get to this jhana thing. So, the whole sutta really, in terms of time space, it can cover, like the Buddha says, 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 years to finish the course. So you have to understand that this is not something you do by once you read and you understand, then you say, "Oh, I can do it." That's not the case. Maybe you can. The goal is to, once you have equanimity, then you can let go of your attachment to your body, to your feelings, and your emotion. That's the goal of the practice. Okay? So try to get equanimity first. Before you get equanimity, you have to get mindfulness first. You have to have continuous mindfulness. And then you meditate to get to equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can then develop wisdom to let go of your attachment to your body, your feelings, and your emotions. Then you become enlightened. You become fully enlightened once you have let go of all your attachment, your cravings. So people sometimes they don't understand that the satipatthana, the four foundation of mindfulness is one complete thing that you do at the same time. You don't do that. They are prerequisite. You have to do this before you can do the next step. Before you can do this, before you can go to the next step, you have to do this step first. Okay? So do mindfulness first. Then get samadhi or jhana. Once you get samadhi and jhana, upekkha, then you go to inside, you go to develop mindfulness and wisdom. To see that the nature of the body, the feeling and emotion are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. So start with mindfulness. Be mindful from the time you open up your eyes. Be mindful of your body, every movement of your body. Keep watching your body. Don't let your mind go away to other things. See what is this body doing now? Is it lying down? Okay. Is it getting up? Is it standing? Is it walking? Is it brushing its teeth? Is it washing the face or whatever? You just stay with the body all the time. This is being mindful all the time. All right. Good enough.
Thank you so much, Ajahn. Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Gary from Singapore.
Thank you, Tanajan. No questions tonight.
Okay. Next, Hai Nilam. Hai Nilam, where are you from? Indonesia? Unmute, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you from?
From Malaysia.
From Malaysia, okay.
Yes. Today is an auspicious day, so I want to come in to pay respect to Prajahn.
Okay. Good to see you. I saw you join the Q&A meeting every Sunday, right?
Yes, yes, I follow. And I also want to thank Karen from St. Jose for tirelessly reading page by page of Beyond Birth, and also the latest one, Acharya Luangta Mahabua. Thank you.
Okay. I think you will be happy hearing this.
Yeah, with metta also to her dog.
Okay. No question?
I have one question about the austerity of the Dhutanga practice. Is definitely sounds impossible for the female gender to follow in the forest. What is the best suggestion or alternative method for?
You can go live in a forest monastery. So you don't have to go stay in the wild. Now they have monasteries in which they have forests. There are lots of trees and it's in the forest setting. And you can stay in forest monastery instead of going into the wild forest.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, next, Judy Jonas, I think from Toronto, right? You're the mother of Naomi.
Naomi's mom, and I'm Debbie's mom.
Okay.
And I've been meditating. I'm at my cottage and by myself. And I used to do, I do have a question today. So I used to do Kundalini yoga like 20 years ago. And they focused on the third eye point. And I got used to it like 20 years, when I did it. And now I'm following your recommendation for meditation. So I breathe through my nose, I focus on the tip of my nose, and it's been going nicely. Nothing amazing, but nice. But what I did once, just to try a different horse, as you say, don't change horses during when you're riding, I changed to my third eye point because I was used to it and it felt nicer. So I'm just thinking, if I'm focusing on the tip of my nose, is it okay to expand the area to go up to my third eye, or does it matter? Or, okay, that's my question.
Well, the goal is to stop thinking first, okay? Doesn't matter where you focus. If you can stop your thought, then this is okay.
Oh, okay, so it's okay. So I used to, like, since I've been listening to you, I've been focusing on the tip of my nose. But then once I just decided, you know, I'll try my third eye point, but I didn't get rid of the nose. It just kind of was a bigger area. That's okay?
Well, you shouldn't be flipping back and forth because you want to stop the mind from working, from doing things. So you either have to focus on just one point, either the new point or the old point. Once you choose it, then you should stick there, stick with it.
Okay. And then I was thinking the other thing, just a way of looking at it, is I do focus on my breath, which is the nose, but then I'm just observing. And that seems to be expanding, no? Okay, I guess I'm not explaining it. It's just, see, I used to focus on a point, and now I'm focusing on an area.
That means your mind is still working. If your mind just merely watching, then it won't expand. It will just stay at the same point.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just watch.
All right.
Just stay at the same point and remain like when you first started.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, don't expand. Just watch. Just watch
Oh,
the breath
yeah.
coming in and coming out. The Buddha gave an example like a watchman, watching the gate, watching the people coming in and going out through the gate. But you don't go after the people. You just you stay watching at the gate at all times.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess it just felt a little nicer. Maybe I was used to there. I'm not sure. It just.
See, the mind is used to doing things, so it feels
Right.
nicer when it can do something. See? That's all.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But it's not good for the mind to be working.
Okay. I only
You want
did
to
that a
rest the
couple
mind.
times. Yeah. Okay.
But the mind resists this because the mind doesn't like to rest.
Okay. Okay.
So it feel bad when it's being forced to rest. So I try to resist.
That's right. I think I saw more colors. No, because I used to, when I did Kundalini yoga, I used to see purple color, all kinds of things at the third eye point. So I guess I got more of a movie or something when I move up a little bit or something.
That's right. And it's the work of the mind itself that create all these colors. That's when your
Okay.
mind doesn't become still.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Because I was thinking it felt nice, but maybe that isn't necessarily a good thing. You know?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Oh, no, I can still keep focusing on the tip of the nose, but I just moved up a little bit and I go, wow, this is really nice.
And don't follow your breath in or out. Okay. Just watching the tip.
Okay. All right. No, thank you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's still nice, but nothing amazing yet. So, but it's great.
Yeah.
At my cottage.
Don't anticipate any result, then you'll get the result quicker than anticipating.
I guess.
When you anticipate, you're blocking the result from happening.
Okay. All right. I didn't think I was. I thought I was watching, but then I guess like my girls are saying how amazing it is, and I'm going, well, it's okay.
When it's going to happen, you keep asking yourself that, then you're not meditating, you're not watching your breath.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay.
Okay, good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chad.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next.
Okay.
Next, Jenny Lim. Jenny Lim, where are you from?
Danajan, good evening.
From Singapore?
No, I'm from Penang.
Penang, okay.
Yes. Firstly, just pay respect to Tanajan. I have a question. It is about the practice. When I in the practice, I always using sensation to do the meditation. But at times I use mindfulness. It's like when I see some object, it's like I just seeing or touching, so that my mind will not wander away. So when I do that, I find that is this not going to progress in the meditation when I switch here and switch to this or to that? Because when I observe my sensation, so that I can actually like come back when there's any at any time my mind has wandered away, then I have to bring back to my sensation, observe my sensation again. Because when I'm not quicker enough to bring back observing to my sensation, so my mind wandering more faster than that. So I find that how could I progress much better?
Because you use the wrong meditation objects. The right meditation object should be your breath. That's what the Buddha taught in the four foundations of mindfulness. Use your breath as your meditation object to get you into jhana, not the sensation. Sensation is for inside meditation, to see the changing nature of your sensation, your feelings.
Mm-hmm. That is
So,
well.
I think people misunderstand. They thought they can use either the mind, the body, or the feeling as the object of meditation. When you meditate, you want to use the breath, anapanasati.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When I when I started, yes, I use anapanasati from the breathing. So as I go along, I feel very calm.
Not calm enough. You don't switch. You want to get to the point where the mind stop thinking.
Yes.
Then you will find that you are like floating in space. So you don't switch when you use anapanasati. You stay with anapanasati till the end, till you get to jhana, till you get to ubeka.
Till the mind has.
Keep focusing. Keep watching your breath. When the mind becomes calm, don't stop. Keep continuing watching your breath.
Okay, that will help to progress much more clearer.
Yes.
For the mind.
Or else you won't advance any further. You have to get to the point where the mind stops thinking and become light, peaceful, and sometimes it's separated from the body temporarily.
Stop from the body, which means
your awareness of the body will disappear from the mind temporarily. And the mind is left being alone, just knowing.
Yes. So I still have to keep the practice, sila.
Sila, when you sit, you already have sila. When you're sitting, you're not killing, you're not stealing, you're not committing adultery, you're not lying, you're not drinking. So
yes,
when you sit meditate, you already have sila automatically.
Okay.
It's a problem of getting to sitting meditation that you need sila to get you there. So once you get to meditation, then you don't need sila anymore. You have sila. If you don't have sila, you cannot meditate.
Okay. Then when I get into the meditation, I observing my breath, anapanasati, till the end of the sitting. Till I finish the whole sitting.
Until you achieve jhana, that's the end of your sitting. If you stop before that, then you haven't yet get to the goal of meditation.
So when come to when I look at applying this into my work, when example something that I wish I could get this appointment and so on, suddenly become anicca. So when it's come anicca, then actually my mind not quicker enough to accept the fact. Then become like struggling a bit. The feeling will be like up and down, up and down. Then I have to observing back to my breath. Then my mind is not quick enough to come back. Oh, this is why I'm not progressing. So I got to do more on the practice again until this is clearer.
Yes, you have to get to equanimity. Then you will see anicca and accept anicca.
Okay.
Right now you see anicca, but you don't accept anicca, right? You still want what you want.
Yeah, Tanajan. No, my mind is not quick enough to notice, to realize.
That's right.
Anicca is anicca.
Your mindfulness is not enough. If you have jhana, it means your mindfulness is strong enough to be able to see anicca right away.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, Tanajan.
So keep practicing mindfulness. When you sit, use anapanasati. When you're not sitting, and just keep watching your body, what your body is doing. And all the time try to stop your mind from thinking, whether you're standing, walking, sitting, or doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Next, I think that's about all for the people in the room. I think we'll go to Facebook now for more questions. Is there any question from Facebook?
Yes, we have 6 questions from Facebook, Chan. First question from Grasjana Ladida. Why is that? We think that a person stay as the same mind going to the next life. How is it that we do not just get blended into the energy of the universe? Thank you.
Well, the mind exists in the spiritual universe, and the body exists in the physical universe. The mind connects to the physical universe through the vijnana. And when the body dies, then the vijnana connected will then withdraw from the body and remain in the spiritual universe until it can reconnect with a new physical body. That's what rebirth is about. The mind is not destructible. No matter what happens, the mind cannot be destroyed.
Next question from Claudia. Regarding to the situation in the Ukraine, how can we as lay people develop metta or goodwill and a peaceful heart for the aggressor and to those we consider as our enemies?
Well, you just have to forgive them for whatever they do that is not right, Metta is to forgive and to forget, not to hold any grudge on anybody, and accept that this is your fate to be born into this world and face all these problems.
Next question from Nat Panita. During intensive retreat, I was aware of the pain as it really was with bare awareness until it disappeared. Even though the pain was very bad, during that time, mind was calm in spite of painful bodily sensation. My previous meditation teacher is very good, but I found your teaching is more practical and compatible with my life. So I decided to follow you. Anyhow, I feel confused when you instructed some students who are the beginner to focus only on breathing, not paying attention to painful sensation. But some students, you tell them to use wisdom in order to deal with pain during sitting session. My question is it okay for me to be aware of the pain as it really is? If so, then I won't be able to gain absorption concentration, right? I think I'm not a beginner. I have been practiced for almost 30 years before I met you. My practice has been good, but I want to be better. Thank you, Thanajan.
Well, you have to understand that when you have painful feeling, the goal is not to get rid of the painful feeling, because you cannot. Painful feeling is anatta. It's not under your control. It's not like a light in which you can turn on the switch, turn it on and off. The painful feeling, when it arises, you cannot tell it to go away. The goal is to teach your mind to live with the painful feeling. Because if the mind can live or accept the painful feeling, then the mind will have no dukkha. That's the goal of practice. But if you could not teach your mind and your mind would not accept this yet, then you need to use mindfulness to keep it focused on something and try not to get it to get involved with the painful feeling. Because when it becomes involved with the painful feeling, it wants to get rid of the painful feeling. And when that happens, then it can cause dukkha in the mind. So if you cannot use wisdom to teach your mind to leave the painful feeling alone, then you need mindfulness to pull the mind away from the painful feeling by focusing on your breath or on a mantra. Then your mind will forget about the painful feeling and become calm and not disturbed by the painful feeling.
Next question from Jenny Lim. What are the three characteristics of existence? Are they anicca, dukkha, anatta?
That's right, that's what it is. Everything that exists has anicca, dukkha, anatta as their characteristics or their nature.
Next question from Eddie Gan. Good evening, Prajan. Is consciousness in five aggregate same as citta?
No, it's a different one. The mind or the citta is the one who knows. While the consciousness in the five khandha is the connector that connect the mind to the body, to the sensual organs, connects the mind to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So then it can receive the sensual objects that come into contact with the sensual organs.
Question from Yatta. First question is, Namaste Ajahn. On the Ubosatha day, we know there are 4 days. First, 8, 15, and 23rd. Why only 15 of the Ubosatha day? All monks shave their hair.
Well, it's just a tradition. We have to shave our hair sometime. So we decide to do it once a month. Like today, the day before full moon, once a month. But some other tradition do it twice a month. Like the Ajahn Chah's tradition, they shave their head twice a month. But the tradition that I'm in, they shave once a month on the day before the full moon, which is today.
And the second question is, what is Magha Puja?
Magha is the name of the month in February. During the time of the Buddha, it's called Magha. And puja is to pay respect. To pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha on the occasion that there were 1,500 noble disciples, fully enlightened, came from all directions to pay respect to the Buddha without making any prior appointment. They just somehow came and met the Buddha at the same time. 1,500 Arahant, fully enlightened noble disciples. These are the disciples that the Buddha taught and became enlightened by his teaching. And they sought ordination from the Buddha himself. The Buddha gave them the ordination to become bhikkhus, to become Buddhist monks. So on this day, the Buddha gave them the fundamental teaching of all the Buddhas, namely, avoid doing all bad karmas, do only good karmas, and purify the mind. He said this is the teaching that every Buddha that became enlightened will teach, because this is the way to the liberation of the mind from dukkha completely. So this is Magha Puja Day. It's a remembrance day of of this important event to remind us of the existence of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. That this is real, it's not something imagined, it's not a story, a fable, it's a real story, it's historical event. So this will instill faith in us and eliminate doubts in us whether the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha are real or not. Okay, is that all the questions?
And one more question, Ajahn. Question from Taking Loon. Hello, Pante. How to deal with the feelings of boredom and the desire to do something else when I am not meditating?
So you come back to meditate. As soon as you start to become boring, you have to start meditating right away to stop the boring from multiplying, snowballing into a big boring stuff. As soon as you start to feel boring, you have to start meditating, start reciting the mantra, or start chanting. Or else your mind will create more boring, and it will become bigger and bigger until eventually you won't be able to deal with it.
That's all, Ajahn.
That's all, okay. Anybody else would like to ask more questions? You're welcome. Brahmala, you came in last. Do you want to ask any question?
No question, just like
Okay.
listen.
Okay. If anybody else would like to ask, you are welcome. You just unmute your microphone, raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Nobody?
EB.
EB, okay. EB from Indonesia.
Okay. Regarding the question about focus to the forehead, I more used to be focused in the forehead. But Ajahn said Buddha suggested with the breath. I have a little doubtful. Can I use the forehead? Because with the forehead, my mind can stop because the forehead can lock the mind, not to going anywhere like a monkey with the cage.
You have to ask the Buddha this question, whether you can do it or not.
So can I use the forehead, or I must still use the anapanasati?
Then you're not his student. If you don't follow his teaching, then you're not his student.
Oh, okay. So I must learn how to use anapanasati like the forehead, Ajahn.
That's
Because
right.
the forehead can catch the mind, and the anapanasati still cannot, Ajahn. The mind is still running and running.
But actually, there are other things you can use besides the anapanasati. Actually, there are 40 kammathanas that you can choose from. Study the 40 kammathanas. You can use the breath, you can use the body, you can use the mantra, Bhutto, Dhammo, or Sangho, for instance. This can be replacement for the breath. But it has to be within the 40 kammathana.
So inside the 40 kammatthana, no mention about forehead, right?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Okay, Ajahn, I understand now. So actually, today I killed about the 20 ants. It's the accidentally, Ajahn. So when I swept the floor, I accidentally killed the ants, and now I feel guilty for my negligence today. And does this invalidate my atasila, break my precept?
If you did it intentionally, then you're not breaking the precept. If it's accidental, then it's not considered to be breaking the precept.
I never have a attention want to kill them, but today I maybe killed about 20 and it can cost me at the night's life be the end and killed by someone again.
Well, you could be killed accidentally by somebody also.
So I must be born like ant. Still want to be born like ant.
Well, you might have to be reborn as an ant one time, and then you might be killed by somebody without any mindfulness like you.
Yeah. Okay, I must accept it. Okay. And
So
my
try to
final
be mindful, then you won't kill anything, yeah, unintentionally.
yeah. Okay, gentlemen. Very see clearly any ants or not, right? It's
You
hard
have to be mindful every time. When you walk, when you step on something, you first have to see first what are you stepping on. Don't do
Then
two
we
things
get
at the same
slowly.
time. When you walk, just keep watching what you walk. Don't think about some other thing or do some other thing.
If we always keep aware for everything, we will move slowly and then right. Everything I do will be slowly and slowly.
But it's
Because
worth it. Then you're not hurting anybody. See? Then you don't have to pay for it later on.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And my final question is, does the monk smoke?
Go ahead. What did you say?
Do monks smoke? Because someone told me that he has seen the monks smoking,
Oh
and
yes,
I didn't believe it.
cigarettes are not prohibited from monks. Monks can
Why?
smoke cigarette because during the Buddha's time there was no cigarette.
Oh, they use cigarette. And so is the smoking with the same as drinking alcohol because have
No, it has no difference because when you drink alcohol, you can become mindless, you become drunk. But when you smoke, you don't get drunk. You can still control your speech and your action. So it's not the same like smoking. It's not like drinking.
but smoking can make people addicted. And addicted is not good.
Well, that's not the point of why not to smoke or not to drink. Drink, you can get addicted, but that's not the point. The point is when you drink, you have no mindfulness. You're not in control of your action.
Kalau if smoking still have
When you smoke, you can still in control of your action. You're not drunk by smoking, but you can get drunk by drinking. Well, that's the point. That's the purpose of not drinking. Not because it's addictive. Everything is addictive. Watching television is also addictive.
yeah.
Eating your favorite meal is addictive.
So I can tell people who say, I saw monk also do that lah.
Because they don't understand. They don't study the monastic code of the monks, so they don't know this.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Sarah.
Sarah? I don't see where are you?
Okay.
Ajahn,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm still not very convinced, even though that if I do walking meditation, if I do mindfulness practice, it's just like training my mind to be more mechanical. Yeah.
No, this is your own interpretation. It's not mechanical. Being mindful is not mechanical. Being mindful is having a break to stop your mind from doing bad things for yourself. If you have mindfulness, then you can stop the mind from creating dukkha. That's the purpose of mindfulness. Mindfulness is like a braking system in the automobile. Will you drive an automobile without a braking system? Because when you stop, you cannot stop, right? If you drive a car without brakes. So you want to install good brakes into your car when you drive. So when you come to an intersection, you can stop it right away when you need to. This is the purpose of having mindfulness, to stop your mind from doing crazy things, bad things. And also to calm it down, to make it peaceful and happy. See, right now we have some mindfulness, but very little, not enough to stop the mind to sometime from doing bad things. and also to calm the mind, to make the mind become still. You need a lot more mindfulness. So the training of mindfulness, it might sound mechanical to you, but the purpose is to have the ability to stop your mind from creating dukkha for yourself.
Sorry. So it's not the same as doing something repeatedly. It's not that same.
No, it's not. Doing something repeatedly doesn't mean it's harmful either or bad either. You eat every day, right? You eat every day. This is not harmful for you. Right? See, if something you like, then you don't consider it bad for you. But if something you don't like, then you consider it bad. See, your defilement doesn't like mindfulness, because your mindfulness will stop your defilement. So your defilement will create reason to make you feel that, oh, this is mechanical, this is
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you so
okay.
much.
All right. The defilement are very clever. They will try to stop our Dhamma practice by having all sort of reason. Oh, this is being mechanical, this is being silly, what's the purpose of reciting a mantra? What's the purpose of chanting? But it's really for the ability to be able to stop your mind from doing bad things. Okay? Anybody else? I think that's about it then, because the time is over 2 hours. So I think I will have to call this meeting to an end for tonight. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope that this meeting will benefit you somewhat and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you again next week at the same time. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu ka.
Sadhu, thank you, Tamajan.
Thank you. Thank you, admin.
Admin, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiamin. Thank you,
Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Karen.